Counter-Strike players. A diverse bunch that comes in all shapes and sizes. Here's ZywOo as a circle, because he's so well-rounded. Here's OniPixel as a bed, because he loves to have rejuices. And here, Astown and Yabby as a knife. And this, well, it speaks for itself. We're all human, with some positive qualities and some terrible qualities. And today, because hate sells, we're focusing on the negatives. Today, we're covering the 7 deadly sins as Counter-Strike players. And if you're guilty of even one of these, you probably feel somewhat bad about yourself. And if you're guilty of all of them, your name is probably Maniac and you're going to hell. But of course, I can't make each sin the same person. Quick disclaimer, there are thousands of people who have been in the Counter-Strike community over the years. So if you disagree, that's fine, and I'll gladly argue with you in the comments for the engagement. Starting with wrath. Simply defined, this sin is extreme anger. And in our beautiful scene, there are so many players that encapsulate this sin, but for a lot of them, it's just small outbursts, nothing too crazy. But for one player in particular, his wrath was the thing of legend. Simple. He didn't just adopt the tilt, he was born in it, moulded by it. You may be thinking, actually, Simple's not been too bad recently. And that's true. He hasn't been all that toxic during his time at FaZe, and so far at BC Game either. Being washed up has humbled him. But if we look even a little bit into the past, holy fuck. This guy is like that telephone thing in Transformers. Full of rage, moulding his tits off anytime someone doesn't perform perfectly. Everyone knows Simple as a crazy tilter.
Nice, Simple, man.
Shut up, you fucking old fuck.
Fuck.
And this was true for his entire career. From Pugs, to the dogshit Flipside roster, to his time in NA with Liquid, all the way through to his time in Na'Vi. Even when they were clearly the best in the world, the mould didn't stop. It doesn't matter the environment, if you're playing shit, Simple was gonna let you know. The man has wrath written all over him. But for now, he has appeared to have changed. But let's see how long that lasts while playing with Nexa.
Guys, I'm not racist, I just don't like Germans.
Pride is the sin often associated with ego, an inflated sense of self-importance and a disregard for those around them. 2 players with a massive dose of self-pride and copium were able to blow up one of Counter-Strike's most successful rosters from recent memory, Stown and Yabby. After Yabby joined Stown in Heroic in June 2022, the two quickly became attached at the hip. They helped Heroic make deep runs at many S-tier events and reached the grand final of the Rio Major.
From Superman to Hancock, the villain.
And this clearly got to their heads, and were huffing each other's farts a little too much. In October 2023, the Stabby duo's pride blew everything up. After threatening Heroic management, it was either Stabby or Cadian. Then Stabby decided to leave anyway and defected to Astralis, completely blowing up Heroic. Turning from this to this in the space of a week. They proceeded to perform significantly worse than when they were within the Heroic ecosystem, proving, perhaps, they were not the centre of the universe. Adding insult to injury, in the first 2 meetings of New Astralis and New Heroic, Heroic took both series. And after all of the massive backlash, all Stown and Yabby could offer us was a nonsense PR statement. Sorry buddies, I don't forgive you for what you did to Cadian and Heroic. Now, greed. This is probably the most insidious of all of the sins.
Hello, I like money.
And it is an excessive and selfish desire for material possessions. In this case, it's money of course. Now, there are many ways one can make money in the Counter-Strike scene. You can play, cast, write articles, open cases, or even make videos. But sometimes, you just want to collect coin, with no effort. A group of gentlemen from the US, iBuyPower, comprising of Steel, Swag, Dazed, AZK, and Skadoodle, thought the salaries were a little too low. So the boys theorized a heist, and identified CSGO Lounge as the hunting ground for extracting coin. As by far the best NA team at the time, the odds against them were pretty sweet. So they dump all their inventories on netcode guides and throw the match. one of the most notorious games of all time transpired.
He's going to try and get the flank off. He's going to have two right there. Can they line up for him? What is he doing? Why did he hesitate so much? Doesn't matter. Has the CZ. Gets one.
The boys cashed out, and this resulted in no lunch money for any fans of iBuyPower for weeks.
What is my best turnout on a bet ever? Probably, let me think about this. Oh, probably iBuyPower versus Netcode Guides. That's probably the one. That's my best turnout on a bet.
They didn't get away with it. They paid the price. Valve brought the hammer down hard, with 10-year bans for everyone.
Stop. Hang up the phone, Timmy. Timmy, what the man on the phone wants you to do is something called match fixing. Don't do what he says.
Hello. No sponsor today, so all I'm going to do is ask you to please subscribe. I want to try and get to 10k by the end of the year, and 96% of you who watch my videos don't subscribe. So click the button down there somewhere, I don't know where it is. And also, I'm releasing a Discord channel, so if you want to join, have a chat with me, join the community, there's a link down in the description as well. So yeah, back to the video, guys. Peace. Gluttony is the sin of excessive consumption of food, drink, or other substances. And yes, I could go the easy route of dunking on some of the larger people in our community. I'm going to come out of left field with this one and say Trainwreck. One of the largest streamers in the Counter-Strike community, I don't think I've ever seen him play without being geeked out of his mind. This guy loves some nose candy, and uses it at a level that could definitely be considered gluttonous.
If you look at it, the one is opposite.
He is dopamine maxing at levels unseen by anyone. And this has been happening for years and years.
Have you ever done a sober stream, brother?
Train is the Ozzy Osbourne of Counter-Strike. He definitely fits the definition of gluttony. Lust is defined as an intense desire for something, often of sexual nature, and one man comes to mind: Boomich. The year is 2021, and Na'Vi has just won the major, with the GOAT finally taking the largest prize in Counter-Strike. This moment had been in the making for years, and to this day is the most watched Counter-Strike match in history. So how the hell does this moment have anything to do with Boom and Lust? Well, Boom had a girlfriend, one who he had only just rekindled with after a breakup. So what should you do in this situation? Guess who Boom listened to? Brain or Dick? Yep, his Dick. He proposed to his girlfriend on the major stage.
Watching this, and I want to ask one question. Will you marry me, Lika?
But other than being a bit awkward, how could this moment of lust have any negative impact on our favourite IGL? Well, what happens when you work for a Ukrainian organisation and decide to marry a woman who's very openly pro-Russia? Well, you lose your job, with Na'Vi citing high reputational risk for the club as the reason for the dismissal. But surely it was all worth it. For the love of your life, you would do anything? Well, if you count getting divorced after 6 months, then yes, it's worth it.
Bruh.
This guy had his entire career torpedoed by someone he thought was the one. And you would think the IGL would have the critical thinking skills necessary to stop something like this from happening. He must have a massive cock for it to overpower his big brain like that. Letting his dick make decisions was a terrible, terrible mistake. Which sucks, because I really like the guy, but his career has just never been the same. Sloth is the sin of laziness, and Counter-Strike is lucky enough to have a player who is the physical representation of this sin, Nafly, looking like an actual sloth. However, despite Naf's physical similarities, he's not lazy. And I genuinely can't think of any truly sloth CS players. The Counter-Strike scene is full of absolute grinders, with back-to-back tournaments all year, with barely any days spent at home with all the travel necessary. So who is sloth? People who truly meet the meaning of this sin is not just an individual, but actually an entire community. Every single Valorant pro. These guys played only 30 matches over a 6-month period. Counter-Strike pros have played 3 times that, and the Tier 2 scene is even worse. I can personally play more games than the average Valorant pro in like 4 days. Crazy stuff over there. Get some more events going and put those lazy bums to work. Envy is characterized as a resentment or sadness at someone else's good fortune or excellence, and this comes with the insatiable desire to have it for yourself. I wonder which group of people fits this best. Yep, cheaters, and most famously, Cookley.
Can't believe what I'm witnessing right here. Wow!
Cheating is textbook envy. Oh, someone's playing better than me. But you just can't handle the fact that they don't have what it takes, so they take the easy way out. I simply deal with the fact that I'm never going to make it in a healthy way. Cookley was the secondary AWPer on Titan at the time of his ban, and was teamed up with Maniac, fellow bad person. No one actually knows how long Cookley was cheating, and many assume his most famous clip wasn't even done with cheats. But nonetheless, he was VAC banned and was immediately cut from Titan and was promptly banished from the scene. According to Cookley himself, the cheat was only used by him for a week, because the cheat developer convinced him many pros were using it. We do not believe you. Kenny S was simply too strong and was out here driving people to cheat and ruin their careers purely because he was mogging so hard. Cookley couldn't handle being in the shadow of greatness.
Seriously? No. Seriously? No. Seriously? No.
So those are the 7 deadly sins personified. Some players and community members are guilty of more than one. Some have paid the price for their sins, and some have gotten off completely scot-free.
So yeah, if you think anyone else fits any of the 7 sins better than the 7 people I came up with, feel free to leave a comment and I'll happily argue with you about it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe as always, place a like if you liked the video, dislike if you didn't, and go and join that Discord down there in the description.